Welcome back to Lotus on Track, once more at the Lotus Festival, where the ever-popular Lotus Cup Europe makes its sole UK appearance of the 2013 season. Race 1 got underway with immediately Jonathan Walker converting pole position to lead the way from Nicolas Gibson and Gregory Rass ahead of the swarming field. Almost 30 cars qualified, but it was Walker who was dominant in a teemingly wet qualifying session. He converted that dominance in the sunshine to an immediate advantage as the battle brewed up behind between Ibsen and Rass. Also coming through very strong in the early stages was Jeremy Lorenko in the bright red 211. This move on Gregory Rass through Hawthorne's one of the highlights of the race, and very, very brave point to make an overtaking manoeuvre. Lorenko was able to make it stick by the time they hit the brakes into Westfield. Nicolas Gibson was quickly dispensed with by Lorenko as well, before Gregory Rass also was able to find a way past the Danish driver on the brakes into Druids. That gave us an order for the podium that would remain unchanged through to the checker flag. However, further down the order there was plenty of excitement to be found. First of all, as Christophe Legendre tried to pick his way past Nicolas Gibson, failed to do so. He got shuffled to the back of the battle for fourth position. It was then John Rass who took his turn to try and challenge, as Legendre made it two mistakes in two corners. Jean-Baptiste Loup had probably the wildest ride of the race, this huge spin coming out of Westfield, where the Frenchman was fortunate to keep the car out of the barriers and therefore avoiding trying to find out the euro-pound exchange rate. He found first gear and rejoined with only a few seconds lost and a couple of places as well. Battle amongst the 211s was very, very tight. Christophe Legendre eventually finding his way past John Rass as he went through Hawthorne's, and Andrew Bentley from the very, very back of the grid in the Evora also making fantastic progress. This was the first of two superb performances from Bentley in the Evora. Eventually Bentley was to finish in 7th position. However, it was Jonathan Walker who did the gentleman's set, pole position, fastest lap and the race victory. He was joined on the podium by Jeremy Lorenko, the first of the 211s, and Gregory Rass in the Evora, with Nicolas Gibson maintaining fourth from Christophe Legendre, John Rass, Andrew Bentley. It was Thierry Verheest who completed the top 10. So half the work of the weekend done as the drivers celebrate on the podium with the champagne and the trophies.
Jonathan, congratulations, first place. Was it a tough race for you?
No, I got a really good start and pulled out a lead in the first few laps and then just looked to maintain it. I don't know what kind of squabbling was going on behind, but it left me in a comfortable position.
Getting ready then for the start of race 2. This time around it's a rolling start, but as ever Jonathan Walker on pole position, sharing the front row of the grid with Christophe Legendre, row 2, Nicolas Gibson and Gregory Rass. The rest of the field all beginning to form up behind. This is how they line up then, with Walker and Legendre on that front row, then Ibsen and Rass row 2. Row 3 we've got John Rass and Nicolas Walker, then Philippe Loup and Jeremy Lorenko well up in their 211s, with Anthony Fournier and Paul McNeely completing the top 10. At the very, very back of the grid though, watch for the Evora of Andrew Bentley. He shone in race 1 and he's got every opportunity to do so once more this time around. A little bit of a longer race as well ahead for the drivers, as it's Jonathan Walker who paces the field line. The lights flash to green and away we go at Brands Hatch for the second race of the weekend in Lotus Cup Europe. They plunge in towards Paddock Hill Bend. It is Jonathan Walker who leads the way. Christophe Legendre in second. Nicolas Gibson looking to challenge, though, for that second place. He's also under pressure from Gregory Rass, the third, as they all climb up Hellwood Hill towards Druids. The bright orange exige, that is Paul McNeely looking to gain ground in these early stages, as it is the big Evora of Gregory Rass, the white car sandwiched between Nicolas Gibson and then Nicholas Walker. The rest of the field all cleanly through Graham Hill Bend, sprinting along. Philippe Loup looking to try and gain a place along the Cooper straight into Surtees. That is the red 211. He's got the inside line and through he goes, snatches the position. Head of the field though, it is Jonathan Walker who leads the way, pulling clear of Christophe Legendre. Then it's Gregory Rass who's up into third ahead of Nicholas Walker. So it's Nicolas Gibson who's rather lost out there. He has been whittled down through the field into 5th position as they turn through Westfield and into Dingle Dell. Nicholas Walker now taking his turn to put the challenge on to Gregory Rass as well through Sheen. And the big Evora can sometimes take a little bit of time to get some heat into the tyres. That's why it's maybe looking a little bit hairy for Rass in these early stages, whereas the very compact V6 Cup car gains ground. Dramas behind. It's Natalie Genou-Prache who's recovering from a spin, and Dave Carr as well, who seems to have been involved in that calamity. I think the car looking to be altogether that healthy as well, as Andrew Bentley making superb progress up through the order, and he's now about to challenge Nicholas Walker. Looks to the outside line into Paddock Hill Bend, and Bentley goes through, gains the place. Nicola Gibson, his next target, and from 26th on the grid. This is fantastic stuff from Andrew Bentley. We've already seen him take victory in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. And that was the race immediately preceding this one on the event timetable, and therefore Andrew Bentley hopping straight out of one car into another, going very, very strongly. There's Charlotte Burridge to the head of the Production Championship, so she's not going to be too worried about losing the place to Frank Berger there. There's already Nicola Gibson. He's worried about Andrew Bentley, who looks to pounce into Hawthorn very, very late on the brakes, and through goes Bentley. Snatches the place away from Nicola Gibson. Not an awful lot Gibson can do about that. Bentley knows his way around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit very, very well. There's the race lead, Jonathan Walker rather. Then it's Christophe Legendre. He is being chased down by Gregory Rass, and here comes Andrew Bentley. So Bentley is looming ever larger in terms of figuring on this overall race roster, which would really be quite something. About the battle for Production Championship honours. Well, there is the yellow car, Charlotte Burridge. It's Thomas Dehaib immediately behind her. Dehaib looking to challenge Burridge as they head through Sheen. Jonathan Walker reels off another lap as he continues to try and build this advantage ahead of the field, making it a double potentially in his home round of the Lotus Cup Europe. Certainly got a big gap back to Legendre in second, but second, third and fourth are all coming together because Gregory Rass is looking to challenge Christophe Legendre, and they both, with Andrew Bentley on their tail. One of these men won't be able to get onto the rostrum, so they're going to have to now just get their thinking caps on, not do anything too dramatic as Bentley pounces. Once more, he catches the car in front by surprise. He braked very, very deeply into left-hand Graham Hill Bend. There wasn't really an awful lot that Gregory Rass could do, because by the time he was aware that Andrew Bentley was challenging, he was alongside and past him. Jonathan Walker, though, under no pressure at all to lead the race, but all about for second position because Legendre could well be demoted here into Hawthorn again. Bentley's got the inside line, and this time the move completed by the time they turned in to Hawthorns, and that could give Rass the opportunity as well to challenge into Westfield. They both break at the same time, so Gregory Rass can't quite thrust his way past Christophe Legendre at Westfield Bend, and he won't be able to do so at Sheen. We're quite deep into this race now, so I would be surprised with whether Andrew Bentley can get himself onto terms with Jonathan Walker. He's certainly going to do his very best, though, at bringing that gap down. Gregory Rass, though, in pursuit of Legendre. As ever in Lotus Cup Europe, great battling to be found throughout the field. Paul McNeely under pressure from Thierry Verhees, and then leading that train is Nicolas Ferrer. So we've got the two exiges clear of the Evora. At the moment, it's Ferrer who is able to rebuff the efforts of Paul McNeely as they turn through Sheen. Such an exciting corner, Sheen, because it's completely blind entry. As now Gregory Rass looks to wind up for the move on Christophe Legendre. He draws alongside over the start and finish line, and through he goes into third position. So Gregory Rass snatches third. That's where he finished in race one. He'll be looking to do the same again this time around. While though, Andrew Bentley has been able to build up a little bit of a buffer. What has Christophe Legendre got by way of a challenge to come back at Gregory Rass, because the Evora's very quick on the straight, but hard work through the corners, which is really the forte of the 211. So maybe could give Legendre the opening. Meanwhile, we've got a change for the lead. See the replay of it in the production race, and it's Thomas Dehaib who's now moved clear of Charlotte Burridge. It's largely speaking been the way it's been all season. Just a few corners from home now. Jonathan Walker has really had the perfect weekend at Brands Hatch in the Lotus Cup Europe. They've had all weathers thrown at them because qualifying on the Saturday afternoon held in monsoon conditions, but today's race has been really perfect summer weather, but still battles going all the way to the line. Jean-Pierre Genou-Prachet chasing down Paul McNeely, and these are the last couple of spots in the top 10. Andrew Bentley, though, arguably the driver of the race, 26th to 2nd. Superb performance, and performance which has also been sufficient to build up a nice buffer as well over Gregory Rass. Coming through Clark Curve for the final time, the checkered flag is ready and waiting. It's going to be a double victory in the Lotus Cup Europe for Jonathan Walker. Super performance from him. Andrew Bentley then in 2nd. So we have a look at the final classification. Gregory Rass completing the podium from Nicolas Gibson. Christophe Legendre unfortunately slipping to 5th, but winning his class. Anthony Fournier in 6th, and again a class winner. McNeely did see off the pressure from Jean-Pierre Genou-Prachet. So in terms of the group classifications, well, in the 211s, it was Christophe Legendre from Jean-Pierre Genou-Prachet and Frank Berger. The open class, Paul McNeely from David Harvey and Kai Kederholm. In the Exige Cup, Anthony Fournier scoring the win from Nicolas Frère and Jean-Baptiste Loup. In the V6 Cup, John Walker from Andrew Bentley and Gregory Rass. In the production race, Thomas de Haye did score the win from Charlotte Burridge and Kees Versluis. A hard weekend's racing is over. It's now time to let rip with a bubbly on the rostrum.
Jonathan, brilliant result for you today, double win. How are you feeling?
Oh, really pleased, really pleased.
And are you back with us for the next Cup Europe in Zolder?
Absolutely. Obviously got one more round to go. I'm not sure how it's going to pan out in terms of championship positions. We've got drop score to take into account, and obviously there's 2 more rounds at Zolder. But yeah, really looking forward to it.
So what does that all do to the championship standings? Well, first of all, in the 211s, Christophe Legendre leading the way from Jeremy Lorenko, who's just 4 points clear of Jean-Pierre Genou-Prachet. In the open runners, it's David Harvey, who's almost 100 points clear of Dave Carr and Kai Kederholm. The Exige Cup, very tight, Anthony Fournier from Nicolas Frère and Herbert Metzger. The V6 Cup is going to go all the way to the wire. Gregory Rass just 10 points clear of John Walker. And in the production championship, well, Thomas de Haye has got a healthy buffer over Laurent Febvre and Charlotte Burridge. In terms of the overall standings then, it's Christophe Legendre who leads the way by just 2 points from Gregory Rass, and a further 3 points back. Thomas de Haye, David Harvey very much in the mix as well. It's going to be a thrilling climax to the season. Well, join us after the break where we return to Brands Hatch with action from the Lotus Cup UK.